Hey guys, what's up? It's your tour guide here, and we're trying something new this week. As you know, it's 2023, and I'm getting a late start to the year in terms of content. I have been picking up books. I do have my first haul ready to go. I'm just waiting on a book to arrive in the mail. And once that arrives, we'll do my first haul of 2023. But we got some exciting news. Um, Now, I had planned on making a trip out to Japan, but my parents are actually coming here to the US. And right now, it's just really expensive to fly anywhere. So, um, I won't be accompanying my wife and son to Japan, just to save money. So they're going to make a trip out there at some point in the year, and I'm going to stay behind. And because I get to stay behind and we save money on, you know, not having to put the cat somewhere, save money on my flight, hotel, and all that. So, um, my wife said, since you're not going to go to Japan, you can go and, you know, get some comics. And I said, well, it'd be really cool if I could go to Emerald City Comic Con. And she said, yeah, go ahead. And so she gave me some budget, and I have about $300 to spend on top of the ticket, um, which is another 50 some dollars. But I just got off, a Meet the Collector with Agu up here in Linwood, and of course my comic bro Namyan Hyung, and the three of us are going to go together to Emerald City Comic Con. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really fun trip. And another exciting piece is that John Boy Myers is going to be at Emerald City Comic Con. So we're going to get to see him, connect with him in person. We're also going to try to connect with, there's several high profile Asian American comic book creators that are coming to Artist Alley. So we're going to try to connect with all of them and bring them on the show, get books signed, and do all that. So it's going to be just, we've got about a month and a half left till, well, almost 2 months till Comic Con, because it's starting in March this year for some reason. They decided to do it in the spring for whatever reasons, but I'm fine with that actually. It'll get the con season kicked off a little early. I am targeting big books. So again, I have $300 to spend, and I'm going to try to be as strategic about what we pick up as I possibly can. And what that will mean is I can't spend anything on comics from here till Comic Con. That's the first rule. The second rule will be I am eating into some of my summer budget. So even once I pick up books at the Comic Con, I won't be able to really. I imagine I'll have like $100 reserved for some to pick up during the summer. But who knows? I may even dip into that. So we may spend anywhere from 300 to 400 at the Comic Con. I'm not going to go crazy at Comic Con, because Comic Con again is not where you're going to pick up the best deals on books. I still will continue to look to half price books to pick up any big books that we can get. But one thing that Emerald City Comic Con does afford are buyers with high grade, maybe even like slab books, but high grade raw copies of key books, and that's what we're going after. And we're looking to get the best deal. So Agu Na Man-hyung and I are going on Sunday, and I'm putting a list together as we speak. So this is just very kind of impromptu. I've taken screenshots of some of the books that I'm targeting, so we'll go over what these are. So this is one of the, again, I'm just going to show you all the books that are kind of on my radar, the things we're hoping to pick up in 2023. And I think Emerald City Comic Con is going to be a great opportunity to pick up either one or more of these books. That's what we're going to look for. Okay. And we're going to try to get the best prices. Now, there's nothing here super extravagant. And some of the higher price stuff on this list, we are going to try to pick up. If it's something, again, it's there and it's $300 and it's a big book, I may blow my load on one big book. That's very well possible. But again, the strategy is we're going to try to pick up as many of these books in the best grade and the best deal we can get for them. So this is just a no-brainer right here. The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. This is a Neil Adams cover of Bruce Lee, and I must absolutely have this book. Now I can get this on eBay, and if I don't find it at Comic-Con, I'm sure I'll pick it up off of eBay at some point. But I'm just being patient right now. It is a buyer's market, and what I'm seeing on eBay is not what I want to pay. So I'm hoping to find this at Emerald City Comic Con for a little cheaper, or in the local comic shops. Now, Agu and I are going to meet up, and we're going to hit up some local comic book shops ahead of Comic-Con just to pick up the items we want to get signed. Now, Philip Tan's going to be there, John Jang's going to be there. Of course, our boy John Boy Myers is going to be there. Humberto Ramos is going to be there. Terry Dodson's going to be there. And I think the person not all three of us are most looking forward to is Dustin Nguyen. Dustin Nguyen's going to be there. And Dustin Nguyen's, he does come to Emerald City consistently. I don't know if he's got friends and family here or what, but he's pretty consistent about coming up here. But again, it'll be my first time meeting him. I think all of our first time meeting him. So we're just hoping to get a really good engagement out of him at Artist Alley. And of course, we'd love to get a big book by him, either signed, maybe even a sketch cover or something. But anyway, that's what we're looking out for. And so we're going to probably pick up some books at local comic book shops. I'll also be looking for all of these books there, just to either price compare, or maybe even pick up if they're at a really good price, fair price. So this is the first one. The next book we want to get, this is something, shout out to Brian LCS. He recently featured a Gold Goblin cover that homages this. And he and I both agreed that this is probably one of our favorite books in the whole run of Spider-Man. And that's, of course, the first John Romita Jr. Cover on Spider-Man. This is just a classic, amazing artwork. And this is probably going to be the biggest, probably the highest priced book I'm targeting out of this entire list. If not the highest, one of the highest. And so, if we were to pick this up for $300, it'd be somewhere around low mid-grade, right, book. But you never know. Again, I'm putting it on the list because it's something I want. Again, I don't have too many opportunities where I walk into somewhere with $300 and I can spend it on one book or the books I'm looking for. So if fate, Unmyeong, speaks to me that day in this book, we find this book and it's in the $300 and it's, again, in the mid-grade range, we're going to pull the trigger. This is another book. I imagine I could pick this up for a decent deal, and this will probably be in the $100 range. Yeah, again, it's on my radar. It's not necessarily something I may get, but it's among the books that we're looking out for. It's another book we're looking out for, and this has been kind of falling. So I imagine I wouldn't pay more than $20-$30 for this book. And again, it doesn't have to be in the best grade. If we are going to pick up this book, it's going to be, again, something rather reasonable. I do see this book popping up on social media from time to time for like around $30-$40 in that range. So there's another book just on my radar that if we can pick it up, we'll pick it up. Another book been on my radar for the longest time. We were talking about this on his show. This is the first book he's ever read, and this is probably one of the most just disturbing books you'll ever read in comic books. Great Joker profile though, and great Brian Bolland art. So this is on our radar. If I can pick this up first edition, that's fine. I don't mind picking up the second print or even the third print, as long as it's a decent copy. We'll look to pick that up. Here's another Neil Adams book we want to pick up. This is just the stuff, like, again, anything Neil Adams. I mean, we could just spend the whole con hunting for Neil Adams books, like just doing that would even be good. So I'm kind of just wrapping my head around how we're going to strategically find and spend $300 to get exactly what I want and pick up some of these books at least. But this is definitely one, if we see this for a good price, we're going to pick it up. Another one, see it for a good price. I think a lot of people are going to have this price around $100 for a high grade copy. So if we can get that halved, if I can pick this up around $50, it doesn't have to be in the best grade again, but somewhere on the $50 mark, we may pick this up. There's another one I want to pick up. I'm looking to pay $50 on this one, not more than $50 on this one either. And again, so that's our criteria. If we can't get a good deal on it, we're not going to pick it up. Because I mean, I could go and pick these up off of social media or an auction or something. The whole point of going to Comic-Con is to get a really good deal on these books. So if I'm not picking it, if I don't find it for a good deal, I know these books will be there. These books will be everywhere. It's just how much is the seller willing to go down to sell it to me? That's the real question. And Sunday, again, we are targeting Sunday specifically for that reason. These dealers, they have these books, they're going to want to sell them and unload them. So Sunday's the best time to get deals. We'll take cash, make cash offers, cash deals. So I anticipate we'll make there'll be some haggling, and we'll get some books for the prices we want them. Other book you want to target for the PC, again, I don't want to pay, I'm targeting 50, 60 for this one. Same here, 50, 60 for this one. Same here, 50, 60 for this one. Doesn't have to be in the best grade. This one, I think we can pay up to about 100, maybe 120 for this one. Get above mid-grade, something in the VG, the VF range would be nice. G.I. Joe, again, don't want to spend more than $50 for this one, you pick it up around $50. That'd be great. This one, it's one I want, but again, gotta get a good deal on it, or otherwise it's not something I necessarily need in my collection, but we do want it. This is another one. If I can get this, a decent grade on this copy under 300, I want to get it. I want to get it. This is probably, I mean, I've always considered this like a grail book. But if I have a real opportunity to get this at the con this year, I think like this and that Bruce Lee, those two books are sort of top of mind for me at the Comic-Con. This is the big one. This is the big one that we want to pick up. I want to pick up this one. I know I mentioned at the end of the last year that we'd save up more for books to get bigger books. And this is kind of what I had in the back of my mind in terms of picking up, which I'd have to save quite a bit. You know, this could well go over like $400, $500, right, for like a low grade copy. So again, if we can pick it up for 300, if it comes my way for around 300, maybe under 200, under 300, we'll pick it up. But I don't know how great those odds are. I know the collectors, the people that are selling this book are not going to let go of it for, they're going to get a fair price for it, right? So this is something that I'd like to pick up, but we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. It's sort of, this is the same thing, same concept here. This is just I mean, this is the Joker cover is the one we want. I think above all else, but a nice second would be this great Neil Adams cover as well. And then it just doesn't stop. Like, we can get into the Jim Lee stuff. This is a book I've been wanting to pick up on the Jim Lee front. This one's something we could pick up. I'm not desperate to pick this up, but again, this is some of the Jim Lee stuff on my radar. I could pick this up for like $1 or so. So this isn't necessarily, if it's there, we'll pick it up, but it's not something I'm desperate for. This Zek Captain America cover, love to pick that up. Again, wouldn't pay more than, like $30 for this one. Looking to pay like $20, $25 for this one. This one, I want to pick it up, but it's just on the list. It's not something I want to prioritize, though. There's a lot of books I would imagine I'd pick up before this. Same here. If we're gonna pick this one up, it's gonna try to pick it up for rather cheap. Probably pay again $50 for this one. This is a big one. This is one we could spend like our entire budget on, like $300 on this one. The Death of Gwen Stacy. It's a book I've been always wanting to add. This one is a stretch, so picking this one up for 300 would be just the rattiest copy ever, but never say never, right? Who knows? This has been on my radar for a while, but kind of cooled off a little bit. I'd still pick it up if we got a good deal on it. This is one I'm really targeting, though, the first Teen Titans, just because it's everything I love in a comic book. It's a key first appearance. It's a big book. It's Superman cover, Green Lantern cover, DC Comics presents. It just has the whole package. Okay, so this is one I think we are going to pulled the trigger on. And I'm hoping, again, if I don't run into those Neil Adams books, after searching and doing the whole rounds, I will get this one. Yeah, this is sort of my last resort book. This is potentially something we'll come back with. Again, we want to get it at the best price possible, so cheaper the better, then I can pick up more books. So that's sort of my thinking. I doubt I'll find this at the con, but if it's there, we'll try to pick it up. Same with all these ratio variants here by Generally. These are just, if they're there, it's very tempting to pick them up. Okay, so that is that. I'm just gonna make myself big here. There we go. All right, so that is so this video is going to go out just to give you sort of my game plan. I was, really the plan to go to Emerald City Comic-Con came about this weekend as we were making plans. Again, I had planned on going to Japan, but it's too costly, and so I think we're just gonna hold off on me going there for another year. And in the meantime, since I'm gonna be here in the summer, my wife said, like, look, you're gonna be bored without us, without Leo and I here, so just to keep yourself busy, I'm gonna give you some money so you can do your comic book hunting and comic book, go hunting and driving around and doing stuff on the week. So it's good news for me and all my comic buddies here, that we can pick up books and do that. And then I said, you know what? Since I'm gonna get that money anyway, why don't I go to Comic-Con this year? Emerald City Comic-Con. Since Nami Hyung's, a comic book worm is going to be here. Agu's going anyway, so we're just going to coordinate and go all together. Hopefully, Sleepy Reader, if you're watching this, Damien, if you can make it up for Emerald City Comic-Con this year, that'd be great. And then we could do a whole sort of meetup and get together and grab dinner afterwards. But it's up to you. But you're more than welcome to join us. But it's gonna be a fun time, Emerald City Comic-Con. So it's gonna be fun because I'm just gonna get to I'm gonna get to hang out with my buddies first and foremost, and second, it's gonna be a great opportunity to pick up some big books. I'm taking $300 with me, so that's, we can spread that out over 10 books, or we can try to really target one book. But I don't want to, I want to keep it in the $30 to $300 spending range on books. I don't want to go into, we'll dig into $3, like $5 bins, I'm sure. But that's after I've picked up, again, the majority of the stuff. And if we're down to like 30, 40 bucks or something, we'll do that. So we're going to target the big books first. Just go around, look at the big books. And then once we pull the trigger on a big book, whatever money we have left, we'll spend digging in the smaller bins or the smaller books. But so I'm really looking forward to that. It should be a fun time. And the last real fun piece of this is, again, we're going to get to connect with a lot of great comic book artists that are coming to Artist Alley this year. Again, John Boy Myers is going to be there, our boy there. We're going to connect with him. It'll be nice to finally meet him in person and talk shop and watch him in action, just kind of support him with whatever he needs on that last day, whether it's, you know, crowd control, whatever. We'll just support him. It'll also be an opportunity to meet and connect with a lot of great Asian American artists that are going to be there. John Jang's going to be there. Dustin Wen's going to be there. Philip Tan's going to be there. I'm sure I'm missing a couple more, but those guys Nam and I are going to target to bring onto our show to interview them, especially around AAPI month like we did last year, but bring those guys and can really connect with them and have them come on in May and talk about, you know, their journey, their road in the comic books as an Asian American. That should be really fun to hear that. So it's a great opportunity to connect with those guys, and we're going to be very strategic, try to meet up with those guys early on, and then reserve all the later stuff for just comic book buying. Other artists that are going to be there: Humberto Ramos, Terry Dodson. So Agu and I again are going to pick up some books to get signed. I may blow my wad on just getting books signed. To be honest, I do want to get a book signed by Dustin Wen. I do want to get a book signed by John Boy Myers, and I do want to get a book signed by Philip Tan. Those three guys at least, and then it's just, you're going to do a lot of calculation to see how much budget we have. I know that some of the signatures, you know, they're charging, so it'll all depend. I don't want to spend more than like $25 on a signature. I may get it. I may, you know, commission John Boy Myers to do a sketch for us. Just because I think that would just be I mean, I could, if it's $300 for, and I know he won't charge that, but I'm saying if it comes down to him saying, hey, I want $300 for the sketch, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him $300 to do a sketch and forego the other books, because I just think having that piece of art would just be the ultimate thing. So we do want to get a sketch cover for John Boy, and you know, just pay him whatever he's asking for that sketch cover. But that's something I would love to have in the collection. It's just, I got to come up with, because I know he can do Superman. I know he does a good Superman. So I might have ask him to do Superman. I might ask him to do Wolverine, or even just Boba Fett. Like, I know he can do the Darth Vader and Boba Fett. I've seen the sketches on that. I love his Darth Vader and Boba Fett. So I might ask him to do that, the Empire scene, him with Vader and Boba Fett. That's where I'm leaning, I think, right now. I think I just figured out when I want him to sketch Vader and Boba Fett together. No disintegrations. Yeah, I think that's what we're leaning towards. So again, I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited too. Now I'm gonna end this video now because it's getting kind of long. So but looking forward to that, and looking forward to sharing that experience when we get there. So stay tuned. See you later.